Hi, I'm Joe Tantarelli. 40 years in the construction business, underground utility installation, commercial sites. And in those 40 years, saw a lot of injuries, had a lot of injuries, from Band-Aids all the way to hospital stays. And the last few years of my career, I had the pleasure of being a safety and production trainer for a company. And when I stood in front of my peers and talked to them about the hazards of their job, I recognized, you know what, these guys already know about the hazards of their job. So there must be something else. Well, when I went to a class down in Columbus, Ohio, the class was about complacency in the workplace. And I thought, that must be the problem, right? Well, I was introduced to the 4 states of SafeStart: rushing, frustration, fatigue, and complacency, and how they cause us to make critical errors. Eyes not on task, mind not on task, being in the line of fire, and problems with balance, traction, and grip. As I drove home that evening, I asked myself a question that I asked after every training session I ever took. Did I learn anything today that would have helped prevent my accident back in 1983? And for the first time in my life, I was able to answer yes. The pieces started to fit. So I took this out and shared it with anyone that would stand still long enough to hear it. After that, I looked into it a little bit more, and I managed to get a job as a consultant with SafeStart. One thing that I found out about that is there are some more things involved in SafeStart than just the states and the errors. And that's when I was introduced to the critical error reduction techniques. Now, I realized with those critical error reduction techniques that complacency, one of the hardest states to deal with, but it's almost always involved in our life, there's a way of helping with that. And that's the critical error reduction techniques. It took a habit that I had had ever since I was a young boy and changed that habit, that not risk of losing my job, not threatening to be fired, anything like that could have changed. Not even the conversations with my close family members trying to help me out with this problem. And I recognized the critical error reduction techniques were the only thing that changed that habit that I had in a lifetime. Now that I have that honor and the privilege of being a SafeStart consultant, I've also recognized that people sitting in the sessions are recognizing the same thing after a period of time. That's not all of it though. If you think about it, we're talking about safety at work, but SafeStart's way more than that. SafeStart is a 24/7 safety program. Now, when you stop and think about one thing, 13 times as many fatalities off the job than on the job. Nearly 8,000 children dying every year in the US and Canada, every year. We need more, right? Well, let me leave you with this. It's extremely important to recognize that SafeStart is a program that will help 24/7. And it can help us take care and try to keep the people that mean the most to us, our fellow workers. You know, I heard also a lot of times people say fellow workers, actually they're friends. They're as close to us as family members. And with our family members, let's face it, what's the most important thing to you in your life? It's your family, right? SafeStart, consider it. It'll take care of our families, keep us all safer. Thank you very much.